As the summer sun dips lower and the first hints of autumn whisper through the breeze, a gardener's work is far from over. September is not the end of the growing season. It is, in fact, a hidden beginning. Here on Buckeye Bloomstead, we uncover the crops you can plant now in September to harvest in the cool months of fall or to awaken with vigor when spring returns. We are glad you have joined us today as we discover the remarkable resilience of plants that thrive as the seasons shift. Welcome to Buckeye Bloomstead, where we plant with purpose and grow with wonder. Let us begin our journey with the cool weather champions, those that ask for little more than crisp air and a gardener's care. First on the list, spinach, the iron-rich green. Few crops embody fall like spinach. Its tender leaves love the coolness of September, thriving where heat would once wilt them. Plant now, and you'll enjoy harvests in as little as 6 weeks, or overwinter them to rise again early in spring. And if you have too much spinach than you can consume, spinach can be frozen, canned, and dehydrated, making it easy to add to stews, soups, and shakes. And while spinach offers strength, another leafy green is no stranger to autumn's embrace. Our next one is kale, the winter warrior. Kale is perhaps the hardiest of all greens. Frost only sweetens its flavor, making September the perfect time to tuck seedlings into the soil. Some gardeners even claim kale will persist under snow, waiting patiently to nourish in the coldest months. Again, this is yet another vegetable that can be frozen, canned, and dehydrated, and used much the same way as spinach. This next one is one we can't wait for cool weather to plant. It's lettuce, a quick delight. Fast-growing and versatile, lettuces thrive in the short days of fall. Choose loose leaf varieties for continual harvests. Clip and they regrow, offering salads deep into October and beyond. Now our favorite is Bib, also called butterhead, and a mix of various lettuces that when grown display a wonderful array of colors and tastes that you simply just cut what you need, leaving the lettuce to continue growing. From tender greens, we move to roots that lie quietly beneath the soil, storing their strength until we are ready to enjoy them. Now this next one is truly one of our favorites. Radishes, the sprinters of the garden. They are nature's quick reward, ready to harvest in just 3 to 4 weeks. Plant them in succession and your garden will gift you crisp, peppery roots again and again, right up until frost arrives. With so many varieties and colors to choose from, crimson reds, shades of greens, snowy whites, even purples and blacks, you're bound to discover a few that delight your table. Radishes are as versatile as they are fast. Freeze or dehydrate them for hearty soups and stews in the colder months, or enjoy them as we do, fresh from the soil, paired with tender lettuce leaves, creating salads that are as vibrant as they are nourishing. Next on our list is one of the true treasures of the autumn garden, carrots, sweetened by the kiss of frost. These roots thrive in the cool touch of fall, and as the nights grow colder, their flavor deepens, becoming sweeter with every passing day. Plant them now, and by late fall, or in early spring, should you choose to overwinter them, you'll be pulling up vibrant jewels from the soil. And while we often think of carrots as orange, you'll be amazed to discover they come in a rainbow of colors: rich purples, sunny yellows, even creamy whites. Beyond their beauty, carrots are wonderfully versatile. They can be frozen, canned, or dehydrated to enjoy long after harvest. And here's a delightful secret. Homegrown carrots make some of the sweetest, most refreshing juice you'll ever taste. It may even inspire you to invest in a good juicer, so you can savor both the flavor and the remarkable health benefits of fresh carrot juice, straight from your own garden. Number 6 brings us to one of the most versatile crops you can plant in September: beets. These remarkable vegetables are truly a dual gift. Beneath the soil, their roots swell with a rich, earthy flavor, while above, their tender greens provide nourishment, cooked much like spinach or enjoyed fresh in salads. In the cool embrace of September, beets flourish. With a layer of mulch to shield them, they can rest quietly through winter, waiting to be pulled when you need them. But the rewards don't end in the garden. Beets preserve beautifully. Slice and freeze them, can them for hearty winter meals, or dehydrate them for long-term storage. Once dried, they can even be ground into a vibrant ruby red powder. Add a spoonful to soups, baked goods, or shakes, and you'll not only enjoy their flavor, but also a natural boost of vitamins and antioxidants. Few crops offer such variety in use and benefit, making beets a must for every fall gardener. And while these roots quietly weave their magic beneath the soil, other crops take an entirely different approach. Instead of hiding their treasures underground, they reach boldly toward the waning autumn sun, building strength above the earth, even as the days grow shorter. These are the plants that thrive on cool air brushing their leaves, crops that do not wither in the chill, but instead embrace it. Broccoli, with its tightly clustered florets, and cauliflower, its delicate snowy crowns, seem to defy the fading season, offering nourishment when much of the garden is falling into rest. Cabbages, too, wrap themselves layer upon layer, forming great green or purple globes that hold fast against the cold, almost as though they are armored for the months ahead. Such crops remind us that gardening is not merely a cycle of planting and harvesting. It is a dialogue between the soil, the sun, and the turning of the year. While some plants store energy in their roots for later, these towering brassicas give generously in the present, offering harvests long after many other vegetables have vanished. Yet September is also a month of preparation, a time to sow with patience, knowing that some crops require the long rest of winter before revealing their full reward. Now let's talk garlic, the sleeping giant. Perhaps the most famous of all September plantings, garlic is tucked quietly into the earth now, destined to slumber through the frost. Each clove is a promise, lying dormant beneath the soil, gathering silent strength while snow blankets the garden. Come spring, the shoots emerge, vibrant and determined, among the very first signs of life after winter's silence. Garlic is more than a flavoring. It is an ancient medicine, revered for its health-giving properties. Once harvested, it stores remarkably well, drying into bulbs that can last months in a cool, dark pantry. Some gardeners roast it for sweet, mellow flavor. Others pickle it or turn it into powders to use year-round. To plant garlic is to plant a crop steeped in history, patience, and reward. Now this next one requires patience. Onions. Onions, too, thrive when planted in September, particularly hardy sets or overwintering varieties. They spend the winter months establishing roots, quietly building strength, ready to surge upward when spring arrives. By early summer, their bulbs swell, giving a harvest both generous and indispensable. Onions are the backbone of the kitchen. Slice them, caramelize them, store them in cellars, or braid them for drying. These golden, white, or red bulbs can be preserved in countless ways. Many gardeners even dehydrate onions into flakes or powder, creating seasoning that lasts the year. September planted onions demand patience, but when lifted from the soil, they more than repay the wait. Number 9 is shallots, the gourmet's choice. Closely related to onions, shallots are the gourmet's delight. Their flavor is subtler, sweeter, and often favored by chefs around the world. When planted in September, a single bulb multiplies underground, forming clusters ready for harvest in late spring or early summer. Like onions, they can be dried, stored, or preserved in vinegar, becoming a delicacy on any table. Shallots may be small, but their reward is great, adding depth to soups, sauces, and roasts. For gardeners who appreciate both elegance and flavor, shallots are the perfect choice. And so, from bulbs buried deep in the soil, we return once more to the towering brassicas, crops that rise proudly, promising nourishment even as the cold winds blow. Our 10th one on the list is broccoli, the cool-loving crown. We touched on broccoli earlier, but it deserves a closer look. Here's why planting it in September secures its spot among the top crops for the season. Broccoli, with its emerald crowns, thrives in the coolness of September. Planted now, it often yields tender florets before frost, and if protected with mulch or row covers, it can overwinter, waking again with vigor when spring begins. Beyond the familiar central head, broccoli continues to give. Side shoots sprout after harvest, extending the season's bounty. It can be steamed, roasted, or frozen for use in winter dishes. Few crops symbolize resilience quite like broccoli, rewarding both the careful gardener and the eager cook. I don't know about you, but there's nothing like homemade broccoli soup. Number 11 is cauliflower, the delicate cousin. Cauliflower is broccoli's delicate cousin, requiring more attention but rewarding patience with beautiful snowy heads. September plantings may mature in the cool days of autumn, but in colder regions, the plants can overwinter under protection, bursting forth when warmth returns. Cauliflower stores well when blanched and frozen, and it can be transformed into rice, mashed, or even pizza crust, proof of its versatility. Though more temperamental than broccoli, its reward is well worth the care. Now, this next one is at the very top of my list. Cabbage, the true king of the fall garden. Sturdy, dependable, and long-lasting, cabbage is a crop that has nourished families for centuries. Sown in late summer, its great layered heads swell before the snow sets in, and many varieties endure frost without complaint. Once harvested, cabbages are famed for their ability to keep. They can be tucked into root cellars where they last for weeks, or transformed into sauerkraut and kimchi, fermented foods that not only preserve nutrition, but enhance it. But here in the South, cabbage holds another cherished place at the table: fried cabbage. Smoky, hearty, and brimming with flavor, it's a dish that can turn even the humblest head of cabbage into a meal fit for kings. And across the ocean, it's just as treasured by the Irish, where cabbage has long been paired with corned beef and soda bread for traditional feasts. Now, I'd like you to grab a pen and paper, because real quick, we're going to share with you the recipe we use in our own kitchen. A Southern favorite that tastes like pure contentment. This fried cabbage is smoky and salty from all that bacon, with little bursts of sweetness from caramelized onions, a hint of heat from red pepper flakes, and rich savoriness from garlic and butter. It's so good we often make it a meal all on its own. Southern fried cabbage recipe ingredients: 1 head of cabbage, about 3 pounds, cored and sliced into strips. 16 ounces bacon, diced into small pieces. 1 small yellow onion, diced. 1 tablespoon granulated sugar. Sugar is optional. 1 tablespoon garlic, minced. 2 to 3 tablespoons unsalted butter. 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Sea salt, cracked black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder to season. 1 tablespoon garlic, minced, and 2 to 3 tablespoons unsalted butter. Instructions. Pause as you find the need to write the instructions down. First, heat a large cast iron or stainless steel skillet. Add the diced bacon and cook until extra crispy. Remove with a slotted spoon, leaving about a tablespoon of bacon grease in the pan. Add the diced onions and sprinkle in the sugar. Now, the sugar isn't there to make this dish sweet. What it does is help the onions caramelize faster, bringing out their natural sweetness and balancing the smoky, salty flavor of the bacon. It's a little secret step that deepens the flavor of the whole dish. Cook until the onions are tender and golden, then stir in the garlic until fragrant. Add the butter and let it melt into the pan, then sprinkle in the red pepper flakes. Add the cabbage strips, tossing them in the buttery mixture until coated. Let the cabbage fry until tender, stirring often. You don't want it fried like bacon, but browned lightly. How long you choose to fry is up to you. It's kind of a personal preference. Season generously with sea salt, cracked black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. Finally, stir the bacon back in just before serving, or keep it aside and sprinkle it on top if you prefer it extra crispy. Serve hot with a skillet of cornbread to soak up the savory juices. The balance of smoky bacon, tender sweet cabbage, and just the right touch of spice makes this dish feel like pure comfort, whether it's part of a Southern meal or set alongside an Irish-inspired dinner. But beyond these brassicas lies another leafy wonder, one that brings color and resilience to the garden when much else has faded. We talk next about Swiss chard, the rainbow that endures. Swiss chard, with its jewel-toned stems of crimson, gold, and white, is both ornamental and practical. Planted in September, it yields leaves well into autumn. Mulched carefully, it survives winter in many regions, only to spring back at the first sign of warmth. Chard is remarkably versatile, sautéed like spinach, added to soups, or frozen for later use. It provides beauty for the eye and sustenance for the table, reminding us that gardening is as much about delight as it is about provision. Next on the list is peas, an early promise. Though most think of peas as a spring crop, in milder climates, September sowings lie dormant through winter, ready to burst forth with fresh green pods when the world still looks barren. They fix nitrogen in the soil, preparing it for crops to come, while offering one of the earliest harvests in the garden. Whether eaten fresh, frozen, or dried, peas are a gentle promise of spring abundance, a reward for those who think ahead. This next one is not something most gardeners think about, and that is cover crops, the unsung heroes. Not all September plantings are grown for the table. Some are sown to serve the soil itself. Cover crops such as rye, clover, and vetch protect against erosion, suppress weeds, and enrich the earth with organic matter. They restore fertility, ensuring that next year's harvests are even greater. Though we do not eat them directly, they may be the most generous of all, for they safeguard the very foundation of our gardens. In planting cover crops, we honor not just the present season, but every season yet to come. Now I ask you, which of these crops will you plant this September? Will you choose the quick-growing radish, the sweetness of overwintered carrots, or perhaps the patient strength of garlic and onions? Share your plans and favorites in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your fall garden will hold. As the cycle of seasons turns, September reminds us that the garden never truly sleeps. Each seed sown now is a promise of crisp autumn meals, of bright spring harvests, and of resilience through winter's cold. Here on Buckeye Bloomstead, we celebrate not only the bounty of today, but the hope of what lies ahead. Thank you for joining me. If this journey has inspired you, I invite you to subscribe, share this with fellow gardeners, and grow alongside us. Until next time, may your soil be rich, your seeds strong, and your harvest abundant. See you next time on Buckeye Bloomstead.